Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I'm starting my series today on the brand new Brusho. And you're probably wondering, what is this? Well, these are actually watercolor crystals that will burst when activated in water. They're lots of fun to use, but I want to start by giving you some of the basics. When you purchase them, they do come in the 5-pack. So there's a gamboge, which is like the orange. There is a beautiful Peruvian blue, brilliant red, mossy green, and yellow. And although they do have these little pull tabs here on the side to open them, don't do that. And I'll tell you why. Those powder crystals are so fine that they will go everywhere. So I found what works really well for me is to turn them into a shaker top. So I used a push pin and I actually poked a hole in the center and I kind of wiggled it around to make it bigger. You'll see on one of my other ones I actually poked two close together. But the great thing about this is that the base of my push pin actually covers the hole, so I don't have to worry about it pouring out. So I've done that with all of them. The other great thing about these is storage. I got a tip from one of my followers. Her name is Linda and she's from Idaho, and she said, go get yourself an index card box. This one happens to be 3x5 and I found that they work really well in here, so they all fit. And guess what? My spritzer, which we're going to use today, fits in here as well, and I'm able to keep everything in one little box, and it's all handy and I can see through it. Now you can pick these up anywhere for like $1 and change. So that's what I'm using to store them in. The other thing is you're going to want to protect your work surface. This is Teflon paper. You may recognize this from cooking shows, but it works great for crafting as well. I like to keep some paper towels on hand for cleanup, and I'm also keeping some baby wipes nearby because that helps me just wipe off my surface really easily in case there is stray powder. And if you don't like messy, you can always use rubber gloves. Now I want to show you a couple ways with it today, and I'm going to actually show you on Teflon paper as well as on parchment paper. So if you don't have this, you probably have this, and I can show you how to use it both ways. So the first one I'm going to do is actually going to be on watercolor paper, and I'm going to be using this delicate surface frog tape. Now this was shared with me by my friend Teresa, who is an avid paper crafter, and she swore that this was the best one. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not dirt cheap, so you may want to go in on with a friend, but it works really well, and you can see that I bought mine pretty wide. And I'm going to mask mine down. I've seen people use painter's tape. That works as well, the blue tape. I'm choosing to try to keep an even border on here because I'm going to do my very best once it's done to pull this off. We are going to heavily wet this. So I find that if you don't let it dry really, really well and you pull too quickly, that it will mar the outside. But I've got finished samples for you today that I think you're going to really enjoy. So the first way is by using the Brusho with wet paper. And I'm using the Stampin' Spritzer, and I actually labeled mine with a Sharpie marker that says water. And this just gets tap water down inside and just screw it on. Very fine tip hole, so make sure it's facing in the right direction. And we are going to saturate this. You see how there was already some Brusho on my work surface? Oh boy. All right, I must not have cleaned this off too well. So I'm going to start with the blue, and I've got my top here, and watch what happens when it hits the water. Isn't this amazing? Now it's going to spread on its own. So there's no reason for you to take any more water to it unless you want to move the color around. So I'm actually going to put the push pin back inside the cap, and that's going to just keep it all from pouring out. This is going to need to sit for at least 30 minutes. And like I said, when you go to pull it off, you're going to pull very, very carefully. I'm going to be moving this to do another sample for you, but you see how the water has kind of bled over here, and I'm afraid when I pick it up it's going to slosh around. This is a tip for you, especially if you're going to be doing numerous backgrounds at a time. Take a couple paper towels, and we're just going to dab near the outside edges here to kind of pick up that extra water. The one thing that's wonderful about watercolor paper is it's very, very absorbent, which is why this is going to dry fairly quickly. All right, I've got one that's finished for you, and I actually did trim it down just a little bit. Look at that when it's all dry. Isn't that fun? This is from Magical Day Bundle, and for those of you that are interested, I am offering this bundle and studio stamps in the mail beginning on February 14th. There's only a 4-day ordering period that will provide you with free pre-cut supplies to make a total of 8 cards, and this bundle of product will be included. But isn't that stunning? So you can see what happens to it as it dries. It becomes a lot more softer. Now I've got a piece of parchment paper that I'm covering up my work surface with. This time I'm not even going to bother taping it down because we're actually going to use this dry. So unlike what we did before when we misted it, we're actually going to mist last. So let me show you the difference. Back to my blue, and I'm going to lay a little powder down. You only need a tiny bit. And I'm going to tell you what, this is going to last you a long time. With my water, we're going to spritz. Now I'm going to give you a couple disclaimers. If you're not careful how you spritz, you're going to blow the crystals all over. So you want to be careful. So I'm coming from the top and I'm spritzing gently. And you can see that there's quite a difference in how it looks. Now, if I aim from the bottom, I can get it more wet, and I can actually move the color. You can even take an aqua painter to this to help spread it around to create a beautiful wash background. All right, so I've got a finished sample with this technique as well. And here you're going to see that I used the yellow and the mossy green. Do you see that speckled look? That's exactly what's going to happen when you let this dry. Isn't that beautiful? Just stunning. Here's some other pieces that I made. This is actually from that same card. And then this one, this is the gamboge and the yellow. And no two of these are going to be alike. This is so much fun. Now you can use shimmery white cardstock, which is what this is, and of course you'll get that little shimmer of radiance, or you can use watercolor paper. Those are my 2 papers of choice. I think you'll agree these brand new Brushos are going to be lots of fun to create backgrounds, but I've got lots more things to teach you in the upcoming weeks, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel or my blog so that you don't miss out. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.